Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am taking you guys through this tutorial. This second photo was supposed to be a vertical one, and I still use iMovie, and I have no idea how in God's name to fix it. But that's me screaming panic before we start this tutorial and trying to take deep breaths because I was on a time crunch in terms of just I had other stuff that I had to do in the house, and those weren't getting done on time, and then I just gave up. If anyone is wondering, that curly mop of hair on my head is all mine, all natural. I can walk you guys through the process. And I will say this, I don't think this particular clip, good God, I'm still tired from the wedding that I attended last night, y'all. But anywho, I was going to say, I don't think that this clip basically captured that I was wearing a rust colored dress, not the blue that you guys saw in the pictures before the tutorial started. And that is, and then I changed it to the blue because my original idea was to go with the rust. But after I go in with my concealer, which is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Caramel, I went in with two different foundations, the Hourglass and the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. That is I was watching TV in the background, so that's what that smile was for. But anywho, that is a combination that I genuinely haven't, done in such a long time. Simply because, for some reason, when I was going through, my second puberty, every time I would use the Hourglass foundation, and mind you, I've never had this issue. My Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation is a product that is on repeat that I use and thoroughly love. I am not so crazy about Hourglass's holiday palettes and YSL as well. I think that they're just a money making gimmick, and I feel like I'm better off with a more custom version of, you know, a palette of blush, highlighter, and bronzer. And I think that's also with the challenges of being more caramel toned and having a darker skin tone. I don't know. I just have very vehement feelings about the fact that YSL and Hourglass charge an exorbitant price for something that I can get that will work in a different price point range. So at first I thought I was gonna go in with House Labs and Giorgio Armani, but I literally said that about the holiday palettes, and then I pull out two more expensive foundations. Sorry guys. But again, this is like a classic, timeless kind of combination. I would only suggest, okay, this is the moment where I dropped. That's like, you literally saw it. The Vanish Stick was open and it dropped, and I was trying to fix it. Yeah, it turns out that I literally couldn't salvage it, and I have to throw it in the wash or figure out a way to wash it. I did pat dry any excess foundation, so I want to say that, it's in a better condition, but if I'm being honest, I was extremely upset that I wasn't going to wear this rust colored dress because I had a whole vision going for it. I even was going to do a burnt orange, a dark burnt orange lip. This is one of the makeup looks that I do. Remember, I think I said in a tutorial before, I have one of three makeup looks that are always on rotation if I don't know what I'm doing and I just want to look good. This is one of them. And I would say, if I'm being honest, this is the one makeup look, and products vary and all of that, but this is the one makeup look that feels the most Shivani to me. It just captures my essence and who I am as a person. So yeah, this is the Shivani look, if you will. But anyways, what I did was I put that Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation first. And be careful with how much you put that foundation, that particular one, especially if you're mixing it in with another foundation, simply because that Vanish stick, like, yes, it does, it looks like, oh, it's not gonna spread a lot, or it might be a little bit more stagnant. Y'all, that thing spreads, and it gives you, like, on the first swipe, like, those 3 swipes I did, I literally get medium coverage. If I was just to go in with, like, those 3 swipes and, you know, um, that's literally all. I would have so much product that I would literally just, like, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. I wouldn't need to buy it as often, but since this is wedding guest makeup and I do have to um wear it for at least 9 hours, I set my entire face with the Milani setting spray, which is a technique that I use when I am doing any kind of long wear makeup, or if I'm doing like a bridesmaid's makeup, I set that foundation. One of my friends, I did her makeup for her friend's wedding, and she was a bridesmaid, and she literally came back and she was like, I don't know what kind of glue you put on my face, but I had to scrub my face 4 times to get rid of the makeup because it stayed on all day. And I was like, well, I did my job. So, yeah. I set my makeup, and that is that. So I am omitting any powder products for bronzer contour. So right now I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Wand contour situation. And I'm using the NARS Ita brush because I want my cheeks a little bit more chiseled, as opposed to normal other days. If this was a regular day, I'd probably go in with that e.l.f. brush that I use. My Kiko brush I strictly reserve for the Chanel bronzer. I think it's because of the way that the product is picked up. It works well. That brush and that product work well. And also my lip is Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lip in the shade Ashton. So while I'm going through this boring process, I will explain to you how I did my hair. So as a classical Bharatanatyam dancer, for some reason, every time we had a performance, I would always wash my hair the night before. Because 1, my hair would get greasy, and 2, I don't want to wash it on performance day because you will be tired. I still don't know what the science is behind washing your hair and getting tired. I thought I would grow out of it as an adult. Like, I genuinely thought that was just, it's just like a childhood thing and like a teen thing. And nope, it happened in college, happened in grad school, happens now. So literally, if I have a major event and I do not want to be tired, I go and wash my hair fully, like with shampoo, conditioner, the day before. And in this case, what I did was I used a clarifying shampoo, and that was the Kristen S one. And then I used the Lullaby restorative shampoo. I tried out Shakira's brand, and I will say, you guys, I do love her products. I think that her shampoo and conditioner are worth repurchasing. I'm not a fan of the leave-in. I like her hair oil, and I have yet to, it's TBD on the scalp serum because I don't use it as consistently. But anyways, let me just digress really quickly and talk about my eyes. I'm going in with the shade Freckle from the Natasha Denona Biba palette, and doing my transition shade, and then I think okay, that's the brush that I want. Okay. I'm going in with the shade Monroe, I think. Yes, Monroe. It's it's like the white color, like the whitey, it looks white almost, but it's actually a champagne tone. And this color works well for my skin. I don't know what it is about champagne tones. And if you are my skin color and want to wear like white or like champagne, like a shimmery white or a matte white, I would suggest going in with any of that color family with a champagne undertone or a pure champagne color, because that will translate to like the white ivory family of colors. And so This is like a foolproof makeup look for me, and you'll see how pigmented it is. I'm always looking for brushes, you guys. You know this by now. We're always searching for our brushes because we never keep stuff organized, which is like a semi-fact at this point because I actually rearranged my makeup vanity, and things are a lot more organized and a lot more the way that I want it to be. So I'm still getting used to certain formats of what I have. But I will film a product like empty slash products that didn't work for me. I don't know when I will do that, but I do plan on doing that. Anywho, that is the shade, and look at how lovely it looks. It looks so lovely. But anyways, so I washed my hair, back to the hair. I washed my hair with a clarifying shampoo, restorative shampoo. I always double shampoo. I don't know about you guys, but with my hair, I don't feel like, even if I don't go in with a clarifying shampoo, I will double shampoo with my regular shampoo. I don't know what it is. Like, it just feels like my scalp is a lot cleaner. Keep in mind, I also do work out a lot as well as, like, just life. So, it works for me. And, I then went in with, I actually, for this particular hair day, I just went in with those two shampoos, and then after I got out of the shower, I used the K18 repair mask, and that does wonders for my curls. I am going to go ahead and say this. After those first like 4 to 6 continuous washes just using the K18 product, it did help overall, especially my ends. I noticed the most help and change in my ends because my curls just like were tighter and more put together, which is a look that I like. I don't like, for my natural curl pattern, I like for it to look like it's super curly, like just tight ringlets and stuff like that. I don't like it to be too bouncy. The volume bothers me and it goes up in a bun. Literally, I'm one of those oddballs, you guys. Unless like I'm at an event and it's calling for that. But even like at this, wedding that I attended, my hair stuck straight the way that it did right now. Like, that was it. So this day, what I did was, since I had the K18 in from the night before, or from the wash before, I went in with, I think it's Eva NYC, her deep conditioning mask. I've heard that they reformulated it, so it's the big one in like the, magenta color tub. And when I tell you, I'm very skeptical of vegan products when it comes to my hair because I have had horrible experiences, and I'm not saying that all vegan brands are like that. I'm sure they're not, but my hair does not easily agree with those kind of like vegan products for some reason. It throws a fuss, and I I will never hear the end of it for my poor hair. But I really like this formulation with the deep conditioning mask because the mask that I used to use way back in the day was by Wella, and I think it was their deep conditioning mask. And then I switched over to Way, their medium hair mask, and then I couldn't keep up with the Way monthly cost of the shampoo. And then I settled and discovered this one day at Ulta, and I have never looked back. So there is that. For blush, I'm going in with 2 different shades of the Huda Beauty blush filter, Watermelon Pop, and oh my god, I forgot the other one. I remember Watermelon Pop because that's one of my favorite ones. Let me just look it up on Sephora really quickly. But anyways, it looks like my face has a lot of blush on it. You guys, you know what I always say? My face eats blush. So, therefore. But yeah, so I went in with the deep conditioning mask, and Then after that, what I did was I immediately put Ouai's anti-frizz cream. Now this is one of my higher maintenance hair care routines because I do not care for strawberry cream. That was the other blush's name. Um, I do not care for anti-frizz cream on a day-to-day basis. Again, I don't care. If my hair wants to be frizzy and that's my volume, that I am fine with. Going in with a Fenty eyeliner here as normal. But I went in with the anti-frizz cream when my hair was wet, and then I put in Pattern's leave-in conditioner. If there is any leave-in conditioner that I recommend, and I've been using leave-in conditioner for at least a good 2-3 years at this point, I highly recommend Pattern. Tracee Ellis Ross, I know you might not ever see this video, but you nailed it with that freaking leave-in conditioner. That is one of those leave-in conditioners, you guys, if I my normal shower routine is to shampoo twice, condition, and then put in leave-in conditioner, go on about my day and my week. That's literally it. It's that low maintenance because I pretty much care more about my makeup than I do about my hair, which is not necessarily a good thing because hair also matters and it's important, but I care more about hair maintenance these days because fun fact and fun tangent story, I dyed my hair a lot when I was in my younger 20s, especially during the pandemic. And my first color that I went was salted caramel, and then I went blonde. And I pulled way too warm and way too brass with the blonde, and then my mom literally begged me, and it only took me 3 weeks to change my mind. And I was honestly gonna ride the blonde wave out, you guys, for as long as I could, but I changed it back to a chocolate brown within 3 weeks, and because of that I lost a lot of hair because I went from a really blonde color to a darker color. And I'm thankful for the hairstylist who did change my hair back to chocolate. She tried to preserve as much of it, but after that I changed states, the water changed, and I didn't really take care of my hair, and then now that I'm back at home, it's a lot better. But I dyed my hair again in grad school to a toffee, and I was terrified. I waited for the chocolate to bleed out into a brown, and I genuinely love my hairstylist in Georgetown, and I thank him every day for my hair because if he didn't treat my hair the way that he did, I don't think I'd have it on my head. He took me to a toffee color and he did a fantastic job, and I was literally telling him, I was like, listen, I'm afraid of my hair falling out, and he literally looked at me and went, Shivani, your hair is not falling out. I'm literally showing it to you in the basin. I would have, if it was falling out, I would have told you. We would have stopped what we were doing. And I was like, you are a magician, sir. Heart eyes. But I now, after applying blush, go in with the Chanel bronzer because I do still want that more bronze look. And now I'm going in with the Kiko Milano highlighter, and I think I might have shown the clip of where I might have wanted to use falsies. I bought the Lily Lashes self-adhesive falsies, and I was very excited to use them. I literally bought them specifically for this event and tutorial. I might have cut that clip, but I should have practiced beforehand. That is completely 100% Shivani's fault. I didn't, and when I did put them on, it felt very awkward. It felt very weird. I felt like it was heavy, and I had things on my eyes, which technically I did, and it was not a comfortable thing, and I just know myself and my patience level when it comes to certain things. There was no way in hell that I was gonna be able to function the entire day without with those falsies on, so I just took them off after. there I am going in with the highlighter last, and then I set my face after, and I was on my merry way. And there are some pictures towards the end. That was at the church in natural daylight, and I was trying to get the whole dress, but yep, that is it. Bye, y'all.